Deputy Whip, kindly confirm if you have quorum.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. We have enough quorum.
Mr. Clerk, kindly take us through the order of the day.
The third assembly, fifth session, order paper number 437 of today, Tuesday, 23rd June 2026 at 2:30 p.m. Order number 1, administration of oath.
Next order.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Honorable members, we are privileged to be joined this afternoon in the public gallery by the students from Nyagoko Senior School, Rarieda Sub-County, Siaya County. The students are accompanied by their teachers, whom I shall request to rise when called upon, so that they may be acknowledged in the customary manner of this assembly. Mr. Peter Otiengo, Deputy Principal. Mr. Michael Ouko, Teacher. Mr. Peter Ngoje, Teacher. Honorable members, on behalf of the County Assembly of Kisumu and on my own behalf, I extend a warm and cordial welcome to the teachers and the students of Nyagoko Senior School. We are delighted to host you as you observe the proceedings of this assembly. Educationally, visits such as this provide an invaluable opportunity for the learners to gain first-hand experience of the legislative process and appreciate the important role played by county assemblies in promoting good governance, accountability, public participation, and effective service delivery under the devolved system of government. We trust that your visit will be both informative and inspiring, and that it will enrich your understanding of democratic institutions and civic responsibility. Once again, welcome to the County Assembly, and please feel free to draw inspiration from this session as part of your learning journey. As per our tradition, I would like to invite a few members to say a word of encouragement to the pupils. And I believe Nyagoko is in Siaya, as mentioned here. So anybody coming from Siaya will be given first priority. Thank you. Okay, Honorable Eunice Alando.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. May I take this opportunity to welcome the students from Agoko Secondary School, Nyagoko, together with their teachers. I've taken the first chance, being that I come from Siaya. I'm born in Siaya, but I'm married in Kisumu County. I believe you know where Game is. That is where I'm born, but I'm married in Kisumu County, and so I'm also a member of this county assembly. Feel most welcome, and I believe when you are leaving Agoko, deciding to come to Kisumu County, you knew what you are coming to learn, and as you will be here, you will get the proceedings the way it will be going on. As a member of this county assembly, I may just like to let you know that the total number of members that we have in this county assembly, we are 47 in number, 16 women MCAs, and 31 men MCAs. We have a speaker who is a man, is not in, and we have the speakers panel where we have ladies, and today we have our speaker, Honorable Karen, who is leading us as we proceed with the proceedings of today. I may not have much, but I want to just take this chance to welcome you. Feel most welcome, and may God bless you as you are here and even when you'll be going back. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Sakari Okoyo.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, it is not a coincidence I'm speaking after Honorable Lando, and I believe you know why. Madam Speaker, let me have this opportunity to say something to the students and teachers from Nyagoko Senior School. Madam Speaker, the deputy principal who is here comes from my area, born and bred from my area. Mr. Peter is a born-again Christian and have all the virtues which I think he has given to the students, and you can see they behave very, very well. Madam Speaker, I hope you know what is happening now in most of our schools. And if you can see Nyagoko Senior School is still in school, then you must give credit to Peter and the principal of Nyagoko for giving the students the right way to be or to behave in school. Madam Speaker, just the other day, and this is the last I want to say, I believe all of you had Main Pain asking the students and the young teenagers to grow well and have good behaviors so that they may not be called goons, but they can be called by the professional names, which if they succeed in whatever they are doing now, they will be called either engineers, doctors, and maybe honorable members as we are in this assembly today. So I want to urge the students, please, it's upon you to decide. If you want to ban school, no, you are banning your fate. If you want to behave well and so next time you will be doctors and engineers, this is the time to adopt and be well behaved so that you can be good people in our society. Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this chance, and I want to congratulate my brother and a man from my area, Peter, for bringing students to this County Assembly of Kisumu. May God bless you. Thank you.
Yes, Commissioner Honorable Pamela Award.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I want to take this opportunity to welcome Nyagoko Senior Assembly of Kisumu. I want to appreciate the fact that they are still in school. I want to remind the students that when you ban a school, you are a loser in. You will never achieve anything by banning the school. A school has been there to give you knowledge, to improve your status, and to make you a better person. If you burn it down, I would say you are cursed. Because many people have gone through that school and they left it as it is, and you came and continued learning in the same school. I want to encourage you students. There's more into the world after school, and it is better when you achieve your certificates. Respect will take you far. Honor your teachers as you honor your parents. May God bless you. Thank you.
Honorable Millicent Omoya.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm called Honorable Millicent Omuya. I'm representing a ward in Seme sub-county called North Seme Ward. In fact, my immediate neighbor is Siaya County. I want to take this opportunity to welcome you to this assembly. And I want to tell you that you are lucky. Our times when we were at school, we were just reading things to do with the parliament in books. Finally, the evolution has made it possible for us to have parliaments closer to us. And as students, you can come with your teachers and see it live. So count yourself lucky, because this is what we call parliament. I want to talk to my girls. Remember, I'm a mother. I was once a girl like you. I want to tell you that you can also make it to where we are today. And just the way my fellow honorable members have said, please don't waste your time in unnecessary groupings. It will spoil your life. Because it is only today that you have an opportunity to learn. Respect that. After that, you stop being a student. Your father or your mother will look at you as a neighbor. Please make good use of your time in school. Feel most welcome. Thank you.
Next order, Mr. Clerk.
Order number 3, messages.
Next order.
Order number 4, petitions.
Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
Yes, Honorable, the Majority Leader, Honorable Kenoko.
Thank you very much, Honorable Madam Speaker. I rise pursuant to orders number 41-2C in my capacity as the County Assembly Majority Leader to present and lay on the table of the County Assembly a statement informing the County Assembly of the business coming before the House in the following week. Honorable Speaker, this is therefore to bring to the attention of members and the County Assembly that for the week commencing Wednesday, 24th June 2026 to Tuesday, 30th June 2026, the Select Committee on Assembly House Business at its last meeting approved the following tentative businesses to appear in the order paper as follows. On Wednesday, 24th June 2026, that's tomorrow at 9:30 a.m., papers to be laid. The chairperson of the County Budget and Appropriation Committee, Honorable Joachim Ukech, will table the report on the consideration of the estimates of revenue and expenditure for the financial year 2026-2027 and the medium term. Thereafter, a notice of motion will be given by Honorable Joachim Ukech for the adoption of the report of the County Budget and Appropriation Committee on the consideration of the estimates of revenue and expenditure for financial year 2026-2027 and the medium term. There will be statements time, and the MCA for Nyalenda B, Honorable James Were, will issue a statement pursuant to orders number 41-2B of the standing orders on the matter of rollovers from the wards on development projects. At commencement of business, Honorable Kennedy Ouko will move a motion for the adoption of the report of the PICPAC Committee on the examination of the Auditor General's report on the financial statements of Kisumu Urban Projects Cash Expenditure Account and Project Advance Account for the financial year 2024-2025. On Wednesday, 24th June 2026 at 2:30 p.m., at commencement of business, Honorable Kennedy Ouko will move a motion for the adoption of the report of the PICPAC Committee on the examination of the Auditor General's report on the financial statements of Kisumu County Lakefront Development Corporation for the financial year 2024-2025. On Thursday, 25th June 2026 at 2:30 p.m., And I repeat, and I want to ask the honorable members to note that on Thursday, 25th June 2026 at 2:30 a.m., at the commencement of business, Honorable Joachim Okech will move a motion for the adoption of the report of the county budget and appropriations committee on the consideration of the estimates of revenue and expenditure for financial year 2026-2027 and the medium term. Now on Tuesday, 30th June 2026 at 2:30 p.m., the Leader of Majority will issue a statement pursuant to orders number 41-2C regarding a business for the week commencing on Wednesday, 1st July 2026. And lastly, commencement of business. 1. Joachim Okech will move the first reading of the Kisumu County Appropriations Bill 2026. 2. Honorable Joachim Okech will move the second reading of the Kisumu County Appropriations Bill 2026. 3. Honorable Joachim Okech will move the third reading of the Kisumu County Appropriations Bill 2026. Thank you, Honorable Madam Speaker.
Next order.
Commencement of business. Order number 8. Motion that pursuant to the provision of orders number 26, sub-order 1 of the standing orders, this House adopts the report of PICPAC Committee on the examination of the report of the Auditor General on the financial statements of Gulf and Nyanas water companies for the financial year 2024-2025 by the Honorable Kennedy Ouko.
Honorable Kennedy Ouko, Chair PICPAC Committee.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, this report contains findings, observations, and recommendations of Public Accounts and Investment Committee on consideration of Auditor General's report on the financial statement of Gulf and Nyanas Water Company for the financial year 2024-2025. Honorable Speaker, Gulf Water and Sanitation Company Limited and Nyanas Water and Sanitation Company Limited were established to provide water and sanitation services within the rural areas of Kisumu County. The County Assembly exercises oversight over county government entities, stroke investments, and their expenditure pursuant to Article 185(3) of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 through the Public Accounts and Investment Committee, which in turn derives its mandate from the County Assembly standing orders. It is instructive that Article 229(8) of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 requires the County Assembly within the 3 months after receiving an audit report to debate, consider the report, and take appropriate action. The committee held 3 sittings, which it received both written and oral evidence from the management of 2 companies on audit queries raised by the Auditor General on their financial statement financial year 2024-2025. The committee's examination of the 2 reports of the Auditor General revealed a disturbing pattern of financial, governance, and operational and compliance weaknesses across both entities. The Auditor General issued disclaimer of opinion on the financial statement of Nyanas Water Company and qualified opinion on the financial statement of Gulf Water Company. The committee noted with concern that Gulf Water Company has continued to operate with significant financial management deficiencies. The company reported material inconsistencies in trade receivable, customer deposits, operating income, making it impossible to ascertain the true financial position of the entity. Long outstanding debts amounting to millions of shillings remained unresolved, while creditors have equally remained unpaid for prolonged period, exposing the company to financial risks and possible litigations. These weaknesses point to an institution that is struggling to maintain basic financial control and sustain its operations. Honorable Speaker, the committee further observed that the Gulf Water Company continued to experience extremely high level of non-revenue water amounting to 71% of total water production, against the WASREB recommended threshold of 25%. This means that a substantial portion of water produced by the company does not generate revenue due to leakages, illegal connections, metering inefficiency, and system losses. Such a level of water loss significantly undermines the company profitability and threatens its long-term sustainability. Equally concerning was the absence of fundamental governance structure within the Gulf Water Company. Company lack approved human resource policies, staff establishment structures, substantive directors, key management disclosures, and proper corporate records. The company further relied heavily on Kisumu Water and Sanitation Company Limited, Kiwasco, for management functions, raising questions regarding its operational independence and legal viability as standalone entity. Honorable Speaker, the situation in Nyanas Water and Sanitation Company Limited is equally alarming. The committee noted the absence of fixed asset register, unsupported expenditure, unsupported customer deposits, long outstanding creditors, weak payroll control, lack of procurement planning, and failure to establish critical governance structure such as board of directors, risk management framework, and disaster recovery plan. Further, Nyanas Water Company reported non-revenue water level of 64%, which is more than double the allowable industry threshold. The company also reported significant variances in trade receivable, undisclosed inventories, weak human resource system, and compliance with the procurement regulations, and failure to comply with the regulatory requirements on ethnic balance, gender representation, and climate change governance. Honorable Speaker, a recurring theme throughout the committee deliberation was the acknowledgement by the management of both companies that many of the challenges arise from historical weaknesses, inadequate financial capacity, aging infrastructure, the absence of proper governance structure, and the absence of governance structures. The committee further noted that management repeatedly cited the intended operationalization of the Kisumu Rural Water Sanitation Company, that is now Kiwasco, as the long-term solution to the challenge facing the two entities. Honorable Speaker, the audit findings for the financial year ended 30th June 2025 clearly demonstrates that the operations of both Gulf Water Company and Nyanas Water Company are no longer financially and institutionally sustainable. The two companies continue to operate with weak governance structure, persistent financial management deficiencies, high level of non-revenue water, inadequate internal control, unresolved audit queries, absence of substantive board, and the excessive reliance of Kiwasco for critical management and operational functions. Indeed, management of both companies repeatedly cited inadequate financial capacity, historical liabilities, aging infrastructure, and lack of governance structure as key impediment for effective service delivery. Honorable Speaker, the committee recalls that the County Assembly enacted the Kisumu County Water Act 2023, which, among other reforms, Section 9(1)(b) of the Kisumu County Act 2023 established the Kisumu Rural Water Sanitation Company, that's now Kiwasco, as the entity mandated to provide water and sanitation services within the rural areas of Kisumu County. The establishment of Kiwasco was intended to consolidate rural water services provisions under a single institution, capable of delivering services efficiently, sustainably, and in compliance with the prevailing legal and regulatory framework. However, despite the enactment of the law, the establishment of Kiwasco Company is yet to fully operationalize. Consequently, Gulf Water and Sanitation Company Limited and Nyanas Water and Sanitation Limited have continued to operate despite the transition framework envisioned under the Act. Honorable Speaker, in a bid to find out the status of operationalization of Kirwasco, a committee held a consultative meeting with the county executive, committee member responsible for water, environment, natural resources, and climate change, county attorney, management of Kirwasco. During the meeting, the executive assured the committee that the operationalization of Kirwasco and the winding of Gulf Water Sanitation Company Limited and Nyanas Water and Sanitation Limited was at advanced stage. The committee was informed that the necessary legal, administrative, and institutional process was being finalized to facilitate the transfer of assets, liability, personnel, and operations from the two companies to Kirwasco. The committee welcomed this assurance, notes that the transition is not only necessary, but long overdue. Continued existence of Gulf Water Company and Nyanas Water Company in their current state is increasingly unsustainable and does not represent prudent management of public resources. Their audit findings demonstrate the two entities lack the institutional capacity, governance structure, and financial stability required to effectively discharge their mandate as independent water service providers. The committee is therefore persuaded that the expedited operationalization of Kirwasco and the orderly winding of Gulf Water and Sanitation Company Limited and Nyanas Water and Sanitation Company Limited offers the most viable solution to the persistent governance, operational, and financial challenges identified by the Auditor General. The consolidation of rural water services under the single utility will enhance accountability, strengthen governance structure, improve resource utilization, and provide sustainable framework for delivery of water and sanitation services to the residents of Kisumu County, the rural Kisumu County. The committee has therefore urged the executive in its general recommendations to fast-track the remaining processes and ensure Kirwasco become fully operational within the shortest time possible. The committee further expects that the transition process will be undertaken in accordance with provisions of Kisumu County Water Act 2023 and all applicable legal requirements to safeguard public assets and ensure continuity of service delivery. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Speaker, we have general recommendations on what we have done. Having considered the report of Auditor General on the financial statement of Nyanas Water and Sanitation Company Limited and the report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of Gulf Water Sanitation Company Limited for the financial year ended 30th June 2025, and having established that two entities continue to experience persistent governance, financial management, and operational challenges, which have rendered the operations unsustainable, the committee recommends as follows. One, that this House resolves that the county executive urgently fast-track the operationalization of Kirwasco and the consequential winding up of Gulf Water and Sanitation Company Limited and Nyanas Water and Sanitation Company Limited, including the orderly transfer of assets, ability, personnel, and operations in accordance with Kisumu County Water Act 2023 and all other applicable laws. Two, that the county executive committee member, water and environment, environments and natural resources, climate change, submit a progress report on the status of implementation of this resolution to the County Assembly and the Office of the Director General within 6 days of the adoption of this report. Honorable Speaker, on behalf of the Public Accounts and Investment Committee, I now wish to represent the report of the consideration of Director General's report on the financial statement of Gulf and Nyanas Water Companies for the year ended 30th June 2023, and I urge this House to adopt it. Honorable Speaker, I hereby request that this House adopt this report of the Public Accounts and Investment Committee on the consideration of Auditor General's report on the financial statement of Gulf and Nyanas Water Company, financial year 2024-2025, and may I call upon James Omolo, second. Honorable James Omolo, second. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable James Omolo.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I rise to second and want to thank the committee for the good work they have done. Madam Speaker, indeed, these two companies, Nyanas and Gulf, have taken too long to be wounded up, and I think it is a lax on the executive side. In the year 2023, we came out with the Water Act, and all of us participated in this. We created this act, and the main vision for this act was to make sure that the rural water bodies, all the rural water projects, are under one roof, under Kirwasco. But you find that in the audit queries, we still have the defunct two companies, Gulf and Nyanas, and it's bringing a lot of queries every year, every other time. Now, Speaker, as per the recommendations, I think it is in order for this House to give this affirmative that the Kirwasco should be made operationalized so that our rural water systems, all rural water projects, can be under one roof of Kirwasco. If we fail to do this, then these audit queries will be still coming up every year. And Madam Speaker, even getting the shareholders of these companies has been a thorn in the flesh. Most of them have passed on, and it is duly okay for us to wind them up so that they no longer exist, and the other one takes up. Madam Speaker, when we called the CECM for water, I think she took it upon herself to make sure that the new company, Kirwasco, is now to be duly registered, and I hope that process is on. And until that process is over, we shall be still in the same boat. Madam Speaker, as per the recommendations, I think if implemented, then these two will never exist, and we'll have the new Kirwasco in place to take care of all our rural waters. Madam Speaker, for the people in the city, all our wards in the city, they are all under Kirwasco, and I think they are doing well. So for some of us who are in the rural setup, we are lagging behind, and I think it is high time this assembly stamp the authority to make everything work for those rural water bodies. Thank you. Madam Speaker, I second.
Honorable members, now that the motion on adoption of the report of PICPAC committee on the examination of the report of the Auditor General on the financial statements of Gulf and Nyanas Water Companies for the financial year 2024-2025 has been presented and seconded, I now want to propose a question, and I propose that the motion on adoption of the report is open for debate. Yes, I can see Honorable Bill, Honorable Nyauke Senior. I'll give him the opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I'm senior. My junior, can you see? Thank you, Madam Speaker, for recognizing that fact. And in fact, Honorable Bill is one of my serious supporters in why I'm being senior. Thank you. Madam Madam Speaker, this report has given us a very interesting story surrounding the Gulf and Nyanas company. I have picked on two very important issues that has been brought before us. And the first of it, Madam Speaker, is the fact, and in fact, this is the most amazing thing in this report. If you look at the production of water, the committee observation, Madam Speaker, if I may read again, that the company produced a total of 893,795 cubic meters of water as per production report provided for audit. However, Madam Speaker, only 256,111 cubic meters of water, equivalent to 28% only, was billed to customers. Madam Speaker, if these two companies can produce a total of 8,000, almost to the tune of almost 890,000 liters, almost 900,000 liters, if I would be approximating, and about 28% of it is what is billed to customers. Madam Speaker, that means over 71% goes to waste. Madam Speaker, it is difficult to believe that we can produce such amount of water and then we end up only using that little portion, while the converse of the same would have been applicable, Madam Speaker. If it was said that out of the much produced water we are spending 71%, but then losing 28%, we would be talking about a reasonable figure and a reasonable percentage being lost, Madam Speaker. But this one is, there must be something terribly wrong if we can produce such amount of water and then we lose over 71%, Madam Speaker. It means we have people and we have company which simply doesn't understand what they are doing. Madam Speaker, I want to thank the committee because they have come up with a good recommendation, and that is why my good friend, Honorable Ken Uko, is requesting us to approve this report, Madam Speaker. With the adoption of this report, Madam Speaker, we are simply going to make sure that can we really reverse this trend, because we need to dig up and find out the reason why such kind of a thing is taking place, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I'm happy that the chair of implementation is around, and I'm sure he's alive to this fact. And as one who also sits in the PICPAC, he must have also seen possibly the serious reasons that might be leading to this. Madam Speaker, the second thing that amazed me is the fact that we have about 24 employees in these two companies, but you find that no person with disability appears to be among these 24 people. Madam Speaker, the law is explicit in this. The law is serious on this. The law is not sleeping on this. The law has provided that persons with disabilities must always be considered. There is no choice about it, Madam Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Dede.
Under statement on fact, standing order 89, Madam Speaker, the honorable member has talked of 24 workers in the the companies and stated that there's one lacking disability. Can you now set for us the list of those 24 who lacks the disability? Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I wonder with my friend, I'm just referring to this report which has been brought to the House, and it is indicated in the report, Madam Speaker, that out of the 24 persons, employees, none of them is actually a person with disability. That is what the point I'm trying to raise. And in fact, that one has been pointed here as a breach of the law, Madam Speaker, as simple as that. Madam Speaker, and the recommendation to the same has been given by this committee that they must look into it, that they include persons with disability in this, in the arrangement of getting those employees. That is factual, and it is here in this report, Madam Speaker, unless my colleague, Honorable Dede, wants to amend this report, which he can therefore look for somebody to second. We can debate about that one at a separate stage, Madam Speaker. Otherwise, the point of this report, what has been presented to us here by a very competent team led by Honorable Uko himself, has observed that amongst those staff who have been employed, none of them is a person with disability. This is something that they have to rectify. Madam Speaker, with that few remarks, I beg to support.
Yes, Honorable Bill Oliver.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, as the honorable member was competing with me, great opportunity, you realized I sat down because as a senior member, I wanted to listen to my junior so that when I'll be speaking, it will be more detailed. Madam Speaker, if you read the report, there are very very issues, and it is the same thing always when you get these reports. What is coming out clearly is an issue about accounting, and Madam Speaker, that is what we wanted to solve as an assembly when we opted for the Kiruasco to take charge and do away with all these others. The reason why we wanted Kiruasco to operate some of these issues that we are seeing here. One was at least to improve access to clean water. Because you look at Kiwasco in town here, it is serving a very big population, but back home, back to our rural wards, you realize water is still something that they really need. And we wanted to solve that. Madam Speaker, again, we wanted to have professional management for the water projects that we have in our wards. Madam Speaker, one thing that is really ailing water systems in the rural areas is management. I'm saying this because time and again, this House has passed budgets that approve water projects to be done in our wards. But then these water projects, they fail because of management. You realize most people that are in these committees, some of them don't know how to professionally manage these water projects. And it is a problem because we end up even budgeting for some issues that we are not supposed to budget if we really had well-managed water system.